channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Scarlett. I am starting this video with an apology as to why I don't look as professional as I maybe usually do. This is now the third time I've had to film this intro and outro on this video. For some reason my computer is not liking the files my new camera is producing half the time, so today I'm in editing video mode. So we've got fluffy cozy jumpers which really should not be shown to the public. And of course a face with no makeup because we're just having a very chilled admin day. However, needs must, I need an introduction, so this is it. In today's video, Ringo is having a pamper day slash spa day. I must admit these are actually Ringo's favourite days apart from bath time. So a disclaimer, it is not animal abuse to bath a horse, and nor is it animal abuse to bath a horse that does not like to be bathed. Ringo gets so filthy, and I've actually put off bathing him now for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I've just been hot clothing him to remove the excess dirt, but it's got to the point that he's filthy and really needed a deep clean. He usually gets bathed a little bit more in the summer because obviously it's hotter and he gets sweatier, but I kind of tried to prevent it as much as I can in the colder months because obviously it is a little bit colder, even though we are very lucky at Forest Oaks to also have the solarium. But Ringo just hates water to the point that he won't wee anywhere other than on shavings. He won't wee with somebody on top of him, in a sand school, anything like that, because he doesn't like splashing. He won't use the automatic waters in the stables either because again they splurt out water, so he has to have a water bucket. He doesn't like walking through a puddle. Again, if the outdoor school is slightly wet and spongy because it rained the night before, he's not the biggest fan. He's just a massive baby, and you know, he's been having baths for, I mean, if he's 14, let's say the last 10 years, even with nice warm water, which, you know, again, I wouldn't mind showering in those showers. They're lovely, they're warm. He's just a baby, so nobody worry, he's absolutely fine. He's not getting angry or that upset. He's just throwing a bit of a strop. He's a big baby. So other than that, Ringo absolutely loves his pamper days. He weirdly really likes being clipped. He's a little bit funny in one of his ears in this video actually, which he isn't usually, and I clipped it the day after actually, so yesterday. This film, but today's Wednesday and I filmed it on Monday, so I rode him yesterday and managed to clip the other ear and he was fine. So I'm wondering if maybe he got bitten in his ear by a fly that day or just something. He can be a bit temperamental at times. So anyway, he's obviously having a funny day. He's definitely having a funny day in this video as well. He is usually a bit of a bored horse, like he gets bored very quickly. But oh my goodness, on Monday he was a nightmare, and I think what it was he came in from the field, and for some reason when I got to the yard he'd only just been brought in and didn't have any hay in his stable, so I think he was a little bit hungry when I got there, and obviously he was only probably out for about an hour, but he was obviously hungry and wanted his hay, of which by the time he went back into his stable, obviously the grooms had put hay in the stable to feed him, so he was just a bit hangry and a bit grouchy. So he's not usually that annoying or irritating, but he was a little bit irritating on this day. And also in this video I am teaching Ringo's mane to go onto the correct side. So if you are also struggling with your horse's mane staying tidy and on one side, or to go onto the correct side, Ringo's mane is being taught in this video. And so without further ado, I'm going to crack straight onto this video. I really hope you enjoy it. It's maybe not as exciting as some of them, as it literally is just me bathing my horse, but I have been asked for a Ringo spa day and quite a few comments, so I'm hoping you guys enjoy this video. Dingo! Dingo bear! Oh, well, you've got a grumpy face on today. That's a grumpy. Oh, have you been asleep? Oh, look at your hair. Dingo bear. You've been sleeping with that hair. Good for you. You've been asleep. You're watching Auntie Ellie get ready for her show with the lorry out there. Are you? Is it pamper day today? You're not being ridden? No, no riding today. Because you are grubby. Look at all the leaves in your hair. Let's see what you like the other side. In a minute, please. Oh, actually, oh, you were a little bit bad today. It's not as bad as the other day. State of you. It was a good job you're having a pamper day today. Oh, you're tired. You don't need to fake yawn. You're not being ridden, I promise. Oh. Too tired for life. You do make me laugh. Right, we're going to get you shiny. We are. Look how big your neck is since you've been back in work. My God. Huge. No wonder you feel so strong. You're such a strong boy. Yes, you are. I'm tired. Is it all that fake yawning? State of you. Right, let's get you glammed up for no reason, other than the fact it's a Monday. Voiceovers again because, oh my goodness, the yard on this day was so busy and it was so difficult to talk at the same time. The radio was also on in the background as the grooms are mucking out the stables, and obviously I don't want to be a bit of a pain and say, oh, do you mind if we have the radios on, because obviously I can't have any form of copyrighted music on my YouTube channel. So we come to this part of Ringo's pamper day or spa day. This was just before I bathed him and I'm basically giving him a fresh trim. He was a bit funny actually with one of his ears today, which he usually isn't, so I'm wondering if a fly has bitten him. So after a while I gave up trying on this ear, and the day after I actually managed to clip it properly and he was absolutely fine. So it's not me doing something he doesn't usually like. He is usually absolutely fine, but as you can tell he just didn't want this ear in particular dealt with. So after a couple of tries and keeping it buzzing next to the ear, as you can see, I gave up and went on to the other ear, of which, weirdly enough, he's absolutely fine with the other ear. It is just that ear in particular today. Funnily enough, however, aside from the ear that Ringo didn't really want me touching today, he absolutely loves being clipped. I don't know why, he finds it really, really relaxing. He loves his jaw being trimmed, he loves it all, like any form of pampering, unless it's to do with water or that funny ear a second ago. He absolutely loves a pamper day. And in this part here as well, I'm just keeping on top of Ringo's bridle path and clipping that back. Ringo has super tiny ears and manages to get the bridle over his ears so easily. And next up, I'm using the solo rake on Ringo's forelock, just trying to get some of the thickness out of it, because oh my goodness, his forelock grows so quickly and so thick. So this is like a pain-free way of basically pulling a mane, but without actually pulling it. And now stepping into Ringo's absolute idea of hell, it's Ringo's bath time. So the products I use is the mane and tail shampoo, which can also be used for humans, the Equitech Mega Rebuild for his sweet itch patch, which is like a deep conditioning mask that just goes on his more bolder patch, which is obviously growing so quickly now, and on his body, especially if it's just for like a weekly cleanse or a 2-weekly cleanse. I actually just tend to use a little bit of fairy liquid to wash his body. As you guys can see, he's an absolute baby when it comes to a bath. Look at him. I mean, he gets a bath once a week, maybe once every other week. It's not as if he's not used to water. Yeah, well, at the moment, yeah, the water goes back on again. So just as a disclaimer guys, I'm not an animal abuser, he is just a big baby and he's definitely a lot more comfortable in life being clean than he is as grubby as what he has been. I haven't actually been bathing Ringo as much as what I usually do just because it is getting a bit colder and he's not getting as sweaty when I'm riding him at the moment, so I have actually, just to get the dirt off, been hot clothing him. However, it's been about 3 weeks since his last bath, so he's pretty filthy and he's pretty much in need of a bath. And he's just a baby with water, as in he won't even go through a puddle. So it's not as if he's like fully hating his life during bath, it's really not that bad. He's just a drama queen and he's always been the same. The water's the perfect temperature. He's just, you can see, he's just trouble. So yeah, nobody feels sorry for Ringo because he's having a bath. He's had a bath for all of his life. He's just never got used to it. You're just a bit of a drama queen, aren't you, darling? You don't like to be clean, you darling. You prefer to be dirty. I've probably already said this on the voiceover, guys. The yard's been quite busy, hence why there's been a voiceover at the beginning of this video, because I'm still quite nervous talking to the camera in front of people because I haven't been back to YouTube for that long. However, the yard is now person-free, people-free, pretty much horse-free. It's just me and Ringo, and I can talk for the rest of it. So I have clipped him with his jaw, clipped out fully one of his ears, half of the other ear. He's just sensitive in that ear sometimes. I feel like he maybe gets bitten more by flies in that ear. Sometimes I can clip it and he's absolutely fine, other times I need the scissors. Again, he's just a bit of a baby like that. I'm giving him a bath, and then I'm going to train his mane to go to the correct side. Fingers crossed if we can. And I need to bath just need to bath him, his feet, everything. He is just black and filthy. And that is basically what we're up to now. You taking that with you? Pardon? You taking him with you back? No, Okay guys, so what I'm going to do next is try and train Ringo's mane to go on the right side. So I'm going to start by brushing it over, and then I will show you kind of what I'm doing, hello, as and when I do it. Okay guys, so now that I have brushed all of the mane over onto the right side, I can now get on to stage 2 of training Ringo's mane. So Ringo is a bit of a pain in the bottom where he moves his head all the time, so trying to plait is very, very difficult. However, I started off with a damp mane by this point, and taking quite decent-ish sections, so it doesn't take me all day. I'm literally doing 2 or 3 plaits down and then double elastic banding it. As you can see here, I literally go maybe 2 or 3 little plaits in. You can see it better as I get further down the mane. It just happens to be that my arm's in the way for this one. And again, if I show you on this one, a chunky-ish section, again, as I say, so it doesn't take you all day, and 1 or 2, 3 plaits down. I feel like I maybe was talking into this, but it was so quiet because the yard again just got so busy. So you're basically creating bunches, but just to keep the bunches in place, if you put a couple of little tiny bits of plait in first, it does just help to keep them in place. And as you guys can see, Ringo is such a pain. He just can't sit still for 2 seconds at the moment. He's pouring, he's putting his head down, he's putting his head up, and he's just a pain to do anything like this with. So I do try to get it over and done with as quickly as I can. He's now just losing his temper altogether. He gets so bored so quickly. But anyway, I basically did this the whole way down in sections, as I say, about this size. So I'll now pop you on a time lapse with some music. Also, guys, I'm really hoping that this video isn't actually that boring. I thought it might be quite a nice video, so I'm sorry if you are finding it boring just watching me bath my horse. the next thing I'm doing to help secure the mane on the correct side is I am hooding Ringo. I'm actually keeping this hood on during the day and the night, especially now it's a little bit colder as well, because it's also keeping him a lot cleaner. As you saw the state of his mane at the very beginning of this video, having this on will prevent that, meaning he'll have less baths. Ringo hates baths, so as much as I can do to prevent Ringo having to have one bath a week at least, because he does get that filthy, I will do. So he actually quite likes wearing a hood. It's just one of those really shiny hoods, so it's not kind of clinging on, it's not going to make him sweat or anything like that. It just helps obviously support his mane on the correct side and keeps it that little bit more silky. And also, if anybody's wondering why Ringo's mane was not on the correct side, was because for some reason I thought that it was basically a mane that would go in all directions everywhere. It was a very crazy mane, and I thought that it would be a lot easier to keep on the correct side if I cut it quite shorter and made it really thin, again using the solo rake, of which, because it wasn't fully trained on the correct side, I think because it wasn't heavy enough to stick to that side, it then flopped to the other side, and it was kind of just everywhere, and it looked even more of a mess. So I thought until I got it long enough and thick enough, I'd have it on the wrong side, so at least it was tidy, because it kind of then by this point wanted to fall onto the wrong side. So he's had it on the wrong side now for about 6 weeks, I'd like to say. And where Ringo's mane grows so quickly and is so thick, it's obviously thickened up and grown really quickly. So now I also rode him the day after this video, and I took the plaits out and the hood off, and it actually did stay on the correct side, so this actually did work. So it's just good enough to know now that his mane is at a level and a length to be able to train. So I think a month or so maybe of doing this and keeping it plaited, even when I think it's going to stay, but just keeping, you know, persevering on with this and the hood. Hopefully then I can cut it a little bit shorter, make it a bit tidier and thinner again, but I will not be even attempting that until I know that his mane is 100% going to stay on the correct side. Oh, were you also a pain because you were desperate for a wee? Oh. Also another Ringo fact, Ringo cannot wee anywhere other than in shavings, because again, he doesn't like water, liquid, splashing. So yeah, if you take him to a show and he hasn't done a wee first, good luck, because he is such a pain in the bum when he needs a wee. He's honestly a nightmare, and nor can he wee when somebody's riding him either. So even if, again, he's on sand or anything like that, he has to be in his bed on his own, chilled out, under shavings, before he'll even consider doing a wee. So yes, that's why we were such. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you didn't find it too boring. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Any video suggestions, leave in the comment section down below, and I really look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!